Yo, what's up, broke boys? My name is Aaron. Welcome back to another episode of me flexing on all of you with Astro A40s. Thank you. I'm not sponsored, but I'm flexing on you. Where are my AirPods? Never mind. Anyways, I'm here to tell you today about The Protector. It's a Netflix original. It is dubbed. Maybe it's set in Istanbul. I would assume it's also shot there. It's dubbed over in English. It's not. I don't know. Maybe that makes somebody mad. Maybe it doesn't. Whatever. But anyways, it's I guess it's a decent Netflix original. It's like a good action drama thing. I don't know. I can't seem to remember any a lot of choreographed fight scenes or anything, but there's enough action to satisfy whatever primal urge you have. Anyway, so the plot fits together, okay, and everything seems like it's planned out episode to episode. There are details here and there that, might not be, there are details and plot points introduced really early on that you don't, really understand until later, and then you kind of appreciate that you were given some time to think about, what role this might play. So, they definitely did a good job of making a cohesive plot that seems like they knew what they were doing throughout. The characters are all pretty good, except for this friend that he has early on that, he's a piece of trash, and the main character just kind of pretends that he isn't. That's kind of weird. But anyways, other than that, the villain is I wouldn't call it compelling, but there's a good bit of misdirection there on who it might be, and it's a little bit cliche, but I think it's done well. And the ending sets up very well for a second season, if they choose to do so. I don't really care to research it and find out, but if they do renew it for a second season, I'll watch it. So on the other hand of things that it, doesn't do so well, it's really bad at making the villain, evil. And I guess this kind of comes from me, thinking a little bit too philosophically about the concept of evil and, the difference just between, I don't know, a bad guy or a common criminal and, pure evil, because I don't know, I just feel like evil's a really high status or something, and this villain just doesn't have that status. He doesn't do anything except for murder some people. He even says that the guy says, all I want to do is that's kind of spoiler territory, but basically he wants to do something kind of normal, and he'll kill anyone that gets in his way. So, in the end, kind of the worst thing he does is murder several people, at least from what we know and what we see him do. So, there's this one scene in particular that solidifies and contrasts this information. There's a scene where Hakan, the main character, confronts this street thug who is running a gang of children who are instructed to steal from tourists and other people to survive. And obviously that's pretty bad. That's this guy's running a child gang. It's bad stuff. And he goes and he confronts this guy. And long story short, he beats the crap out of him. And he walks back to his friend, who says, "Oh, why are you wasting time on that guy? That guy's a nobody. He is not the immortal. You need to be focusing on the immortal. The immortal is pure evil. You have to stop the immortal. This guy's a nobody. You basically just done nothing." Except for that's not how it seems. It seems like he literally done just as much fighting that guy as he would do fighting the immortal. Because the Immortal isn't, he's not well vilified. The Immortal doesn't even seem that evil. It's like, he doesn't seem any more evil than common criminals. So it's really hard to justify this like whole noble goal he has of, killing the Immortal when he could just, I don't know, fight crime like a normal superhero or something. It even goes as far as to, at one point in time, it takes the lineage of protectors and it makes them look like murderers. I don't know. There's a couple other things I have with an issue with it. There's a weird relationship thing that happens later in the film or later in the series that's like, it seems like you could kind of see it coming, but at the same time you could only see it coming because it was a male character and a female character. You couldn't actually see it coming because, well, it was a really out of character thing for both involved. It was just one of those things that, I don't know, I guess plot or something. I don't know. It was kind of derailing, and I didn't really understand why they did it. But in the end, I think I'm going to give The Protector like a 6.5 out of 10. It's solid content, and it's worth the watch if you're bored. But it's not groundbreaking. You're not going to come out of this with any profound knowledge on life or any ridiculous twists or turns, or you're not going to say, well, that was the best plot I've ever seen in my life. It's decent, and yeah.